Hey guys, just wrapping up my morning workout. As a lot of you know, I do an hour every morning at a 15% incline. So if I seem out of breath, it's because I am. So as I was on this treadmill, I had some thoughts come through my head that I want to share with you. And that is, we all have a mindset pipeline. There's always thoughts going through our mind, right? And those thoughts obviously produce feelings, emotions, circumstances, and our life is basically created through what starts off as thoughts, our beliefs. So I'm going to share some things with you right now that only a handful of you are really going to feel what I'm saying. Then there's going to be people who are going to reject it. Then there's people who are going to hear it. And there's people who are going to contemplate and try to maybe overthink it, which is cool. All of it's completely cool. For those of you who are actually about to feel in your heart, what I'm going to share with you, not only could it fucking blow your mind, it could literally greatly and significantly improve the quality of your life. So what I want to share is that when you take a look at your thoughts that are going through your head on a daily basis, and you look at your results that they're producing, there's no mystery, there's no surprise that this creates that, right? What we think is how we live. So what if, and this is what I did, and again, there's no one thing that works for everybody. So I can share with you how I beat depression, suicidal ideation, severe anxiety, sleep apnea. I had the sleep machine. I had the insomnia. I had insomnia so bad it was ridiculous. Anyway, let's get to you. So what I'm saying is that if you can take these ideas and start to run them through your pipeline, your mindset pipeline, and what if you had an open mind to these ideas? And what if 6 months from now you were on the other side, or at least seeing some great improvement and progress in whatever you're dealing with? I'm on the other side of depression. It was severe depression. So I'm saying to you, I'm sharing with you what worked for me, because I really believe if you can start to hone in and capture and identify and be aware of those thoughts, things will begin to change for you. At the core, I had to have something, a belief that was so much greater than my depression that was trying to kill me. You see, I was being bombarded on a daily basis with a freight train of negativity, a freight train of thoughts. And what it felt like, anytime I tried to stop that train of those thoughts, it felt like those little orange barricades that you see in the road, like putting one of those in front of a freight train that's blowing through at full speed. It didn't work, right? So and again, you're not going to stop that freight train with one punch. It's going to take some time. Being impatient like I was, I have to say that I was so impatient that I wanted it to happen overnight. I wanted it yesterday, right? And I will warn you, by having that type of mindset, that's only going to, well, for me, it increased the frustration, the anxiety, and depression. That impatience was like adding fuel to the fire. Okay, so please understand that if you can get ahead of this thing out of the gate by understanding you have to be patient with it, but with persistence and consistency, you will get to the other side of it. So what I did, I had to wrap my mind around something that was bigger than the depression. I had to have a pattern interruption and get my brain off, slowly, gradually, off of the fact of how bad I felt and how desperately I wanted out, to the point or I contemplated suicide every day, either by the gun, the knife, or the pills. You know the story. So what eventually started slowing that train down is when I really became appreciative of the process of life. Let your fucking mind be blown away. Don't try to grasp it. Don't try to completely understand it. Be in awe of the fact that you were created in a liquid form, right? And then the odds of that sperm hitting that egg are almost slim to none, right? And here you are in a body that was created as God's highest form of all creations. Let that just, if you can go in your meditation with that idea, how would you feel if you really appreciated and you were fucking fascinated of the idea of how you were created? If you sit in that meditation and really let your mind be connected to that idea without trying to figure it out and overthink it, all that shit that we normally do, the rumination, the lamenting, all that stuff that comes through the mind in that state of depression or anxiety, let it go. Try to separate yourself every day by being in awe of the greatest miracle on earth. That's you and how you were created. Let that space open up. Separate yourself from the attachments of the negative feelings, and in that space is where you're going to find, like I said before, this is the greatest feeling of all. It's emotional freedom. And once you can experience that, your brain gets a taste of that, and it's going to want more of it. Especially if you're like myself and you have an addictive personality. My addictive personality wants me wanting more. So same energy, just channeled differently, right? Same intensity, I should say, channeled differently. Because remember, energy is never created or destroyed. It just changes form. So why not go from the same intensity that you're having with all these negative thoughts to channeling it towards something so much greater than you maybe can possibly imagine? Yes, that's going to create a distraction and take your brain and mind away from how you're feeling. You're going to set it to another, you're going to advance it to another level. And by doing that, it's going to create some new feelings. And that's what you want. How would you feel if you didn't feel depressed? How would you feel without the feelings of anxiety? Ask yourself that question and allow yourself to start to feel that in your meditation and build on it. Build more of it. Let that create some momentum. So then when at 6, 8, 10, 12 months from now, you're gradually on the other side of where you are now because you changed how you look at life and how you look at your situation, and you put your focus on something so much bigger than that depression. For me, it was a miracle of life. I put that through my pipeline. I started running that thought through my pipeline, and neurologically, things started changing and shifting, and neuroplasticity and all that cool stuff starts happening. And I want that for you. I'm putting up these videos for people who are struggling, like I was. Dark days, man. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun standing there with the pearl handle pistol in my hand, thinking about blowing the brains out the side of my fucking head. That wasn't fun. It was the most god awful feeling to sit there and look back at that, like, how the fuck did I get myself in that situation? The bigger question is, I can help you. Do you want help getting out of it? If you do, hit me back. DM me. Message me. Thumbs up, feedback. Share your personal stories. I'm like an open book for you guys, okay? My advice to you is be fucking bold. I will see you on the next video.